Welcome to Roots and Rest, and to a place where the swallows sleep. There are places that seem to exist just beyond the hurry of the world. Places where time is measured by the changing light, by the turning of leaves, by the first swallow of spring and the last swallow of autumn. This is the story of one such place. So, settle into comfort, allow your breathing to soften, and let yourself wander towards a quiet village beside the sea, where every roof waits patiently for returning wings. Long before the sun reached the hills, the village was already awake in its own quiet way. The harbour rested beneath a blanket of pale blue mist. Fishing boats rocked so gently that they barely disturbed the water. Pebbles along the shoreline held the night's coolness, while the scent of salt drifted slowly through narrow lanes lined with whitewashed cottages. Nothing hurried here. The baker had not yet opened the wooden shutters. The bell in the small stone chapel had not yet rung. Even the sea seemed content to breathe slowly against the shore. Only one person was already walking. Her name was Eleni. Each morning, before anyone else stepped outside, she followed the same winding path from her little cottage to the edge of the cliffs. It was not because she expected anything exciting to happen. Quite the opposite. She loved that every morning was almost exactly the same. The familiar stones beneath her boots, the rosemary growing wild beside the path, the tiny silver webs that caught the morning dew, the gentle cry of distant gulls. She noticed these small things with quiet gratitude, as though greeting old friends. At the highest point of the cliff stood an old fig tree. Its branches twisted gently towards the sea, shaped by years of patient winds. Every spring the first swallows returned to this very place. No one knew how they remembered. They simply arrived, year after year, always finding the same village, always circling the same rooftops, always greeting the same morning light. Eleni never counted them. She simply watched. The tiny birds skimmed across the waves like living brushstrokes, turning effortlessly through the air before disappearing beneath the old tiled roofs where they built their nests. Watching them had become part of her own rhythm, as natural as breathing, as peaceful as listening to rain. When the swallows were resting, the village seemed quieter still. Their nests rested beneath the eaves of cottages, tucked safely beneath warm terracotta tiles that had sheltered generations before them. During the warm afternoons, little could be heard except the whisper of leaves and the distant murmur of the sea. Sometimes Eleni would sit beneath an olive tree with a basket of mending. Sometimes she simply closed her eyes and listened. The breeze moving through dry grasses, the soft tapping of fishing ropes against wooden masts, a church bell carried gently across the valley, the slow turning of pages from a book resting on her lap. Nothing needed improving. The day unfolded exactly as it wished. As summer deepened, the evenings became long and golden. The swallows filled the sky with graceful circles, gathering together before settling once more beneath familiar rooftops. Children paused their games to watch them. Older neighbours rested on shaded benches, smiling without saying very much. Even visitors who had only arrived that morning found themselves speaking more quietly than usual. Perhaps places like this gently reminded people that silence could be comforting too. As dusk arrived, the first stars appeared above the sea. Lanterns glowed softly in cottage windows. The air cooled just enough to invite a light shawl across the shoulders. High above, the swallows became still, safe within their tiny homes, held gently by wood, stone, and the warmth gathered during the day. One autumn morning, Eleni noticed fewer birds. There was no sadness in it, only the quiet certainty that seasons know exactly where they're going. Each day a few more swallows lifted into the bright morning sky. They circled the village once, then twice, before becoming small dark shapes against the endless blue. The rooftops seemed emptier, yet somehow they also held every memory of summer. The nests remained beneath the eaves, patient, waiting. The villagers never removed them. They believed every home should always leave room for those who would one day return. Winter winds passed. Rain washed the stones. Wildflowers disappeared beneath the earth. Still the little homes waited, without worry, without doubt. When spring finally returned, it arrived quietly. First came tiny green shoots between the cobbles. Then almond blossoms opened like pale clouds. The sea softened into brighter shades of blue. And one early morning, before the village had fully awakened, a single swallow appeared above the harbour. It circled once, then landed beneath the familiar roof where it had rested before, as though it had never truly been away. One by one, more followed. The village filled once again with gentle movement. The sky became alive with graceful wings. The quiet rhythm began again. Not because anyone commanded it, not because anyone rushed it, simply because this is what the seasons had always done. And perhaps there is comfort in knowing that some beautiful things never need reminding. They simply return, like spring, like home, like rest. So as your own evening grows quieter, imagine those little birds sleeping safely beneath warm rooftops beside the sea. Imagine the gentle sound of waves meeting the shore. The cool scent of rosemary carried on the night breeze. The peaceful certainty that every season arrives in its own perfect time. And just as the swallows find their resting place at the close of each day, may you find yours now. There is nowhere else to be, nothing left to do. Only the slow rhythm of your breathing, the quiet kindness of the night, and the gentle promise that tomorrow will arrive when it is ready. Good night.